Hey, what's up guys, it's the Tech Wally, and what I have here is the 2014 flagship killer, the Oneplus One. Everybody in the tech community knows this device, however non-tech savvy people haven't heard of it at all. When I got the opportunity to get this phone, I just had to get it. And by the way, shout out to my buddy Taiga for providing me with an invite. I'll have his link down below. So far you could only get this phone with an invite, but on the 27th you can pre-order it, but only for 1 hour, so hurry. In this review I will be going over if it's worth pre-ordering. Now when you think of budget phones, they're inexpensive and usually not that good. Some are even good, like the Moto G, however when using it you'll always find something that reminds you that you're using a budget device. I would like you to meet the Oneplus One. With an amazing price point of $300 for 16GB and $350 for 64GB unlocked, you think there must be something wrong with this phone, something that reminds you that this is a budget smartphone. However, so far I didn't find anything. I had extremely high expectations for this phone, and so far it has lived up to the hype. It performs like a champ, like any other flagship device, and I'm going to say it, this phone would even be a good buy if it had a premium price. Starting with the design, it is simplistic and I quite like it. The 16GB version comes in silk white and the 64GB one comes in sandstone black. It has a chromium frame and the screen protrudes a bit. The backing is very unusual and very interesting, like nothing I've ever felt before. I really like how it feels and it's hard to explain, but I would say that it feels like velvet with a soft sandstone texture. It gives the phone a really nice grip and I will definitely not put a case on it. The back is also removable, but I don't recommend it. The build quality is also extremely good. I especially like that the device isn't too wide and I can easily hold it in one hand. It is still pretty tall, but that's okay. One-handed use is also comfortable because the buttons are placed low and are easy for me to reach. The lock button actually is on the same height as on my S3, which has a 4.8-inch screen. The only problem I have with the buttons is that they are quite thin. I do basic stuff with one hand, but for me it is a two-handed device for the most time and I have small to medium-sized hands. This is my first phablet and I was worried that it might be too large, but I absolutely love it and it barely took me any getting used to. I actually use my Nexus 7 less now due to the great screen on the Oneplus One. Again, comparing it to the S3, the One is grippier and feels much nicer in the hand, but the S3 is slightly more ergonomic. The speaker gets very loud, but the quality is about average. Also, because it is placed on the bottom, it gets covered up easily when holding it in landscape orientation. The Oneplus One has 3 microphones and the call quality is very good. One thing that quite disappointed me was that originally other backings like bamboo were planned, but due to manufacturing issues, they won't make or sell them. Now getting into the specs. It comes with a 5.5-inch 1080p display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 and a pixel density of 401 ppi. The display is very good and the colors are extremely accurate. It also comes with a quad-core Snapdragon 801 clocked at 2.5 GHz, the Adreno 330, 3GB of RAM, 16 or 64GB of internal storage which isn't expandable. LTE, NFC, 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.1, sadly no wireless charging, but it's okay. And as you might have noticed, they're basically the same specs as on the S5 or the LG G3, which both have a premium price. In Antutu, the One is basically unbeatable, scoring 47,000, and daily performance is great with very few force closes. So far, I had 2 random reboots and I had to force reboot twice as well. So now, what's in the box? The presentation, it is amazing, which is also unusual for a budget device. We got the phone, a charger in a separate box, a SIM tool, and a very nice USB cable. What was weird, and I only noticed it later, that we don't get any paperwork. I don't read them anyways, but I was still surprised that it didn't come with any. It also didn't come with earbuds. It would have been nice to get some included. Software-wise, it is running Android 4.4.4 KitKat with CyanogenMod 11S, a custom-built version for it. It also has a guaranteed update for Android Lollipop within 90 days of release. Since its release, a lot of bugs have been fixed, but also some features were removed, for example the wake up command, hey Snapdragon, or the screen calibration feature. CyanogenMod 11S is basically a more customizable version of stock Android with some unique features for the Oneplus One. I can't go through all the features of the OS, but basically every feature or setting that exists on the One can be customized to your liking. You can lock folders, you have privacy settings, profiles, and also themes with the new theme store. Some remarkable features of the Oneplus One include a built-in screen recorder, which is awesome and very fluid. You can switch between on-screen or capacitive keys, which also can be customized. For example, you can add a dedicated menu button. The custom lock screen, which is simplistic and just looks nice, and when playing music you get that nice equalizer effect. And off-screen gestures, which actually I use a lot. You can double tap to wake the device, double tap on the top strip of the screen to put it to sleep. Now I actually keep double tapping my tablet, but it won't work. You can also draw a V to turn on the flashlight, draw a circle to open the camera, and you also have music controls including play, pause by swiping down with 2 fingers or drawing an arrow to switch tracks. I do have some problems with the OS, like the capacitive keys are extremely dim and the gestures sometimes get activated in my pocket. The lock button sometimes doesn't work, and as already mentioned, the very few force closes. I consider all of these software issues. But overall, it is an amazing OS, and if they continue to push out updates, it's really going to be great for a long time. On the back, we find the surprisingly flat 13 megapixel camera, which is not perfect and there are definitely better smartphone cameras out there, but it's pretty good. The problem is that it isn't consistent. Sometimes it takes amazing pictures and sometimes they're bad. The focus is also a little slow compared to other flagship phones. What I love about the camera is that you have so many controls. For just a quick photo you have live filters, which are really nice, including live HDR. And in the settings you can adjust almost everything, and you can even save raw photos. The camera shoots 1080p video at 30 frames per second or 60 FPS slow motion, 720p at 120 frames per second slow motion. It also shoots 4K UHD video and Cinema 4K, which is awesome, and also time-lapse videos. Something very unusual is that you can change the video and audio codec. There's also left-handed mode, which puts all the controls on the left side. The 5 megapixel front-facing camera is also very good. So overall, I really like the camera. It takes some great pictures and videos, and the small issues I have with it can be fixed with an over-the-air update. Battery life is very good due to its 1080p and not Quad HD screen, which is totally fine. Has a massive non-removable 3100 mAh battery inside, and I really don't mind that they made the device a little thicker to fit it in. On my typical day, I turn on my phone at 7:30 and I go to bed at 12:30. I always have battery left, usually over 10% unless I really use it a lot. During school I barely use it, but after school I use it a lot. I watch videos, browse the web, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. I don't game, but I take a picture once in a while. I charge it every night, but with light usage you can get 2 days out of it. With extremely heavy usage you will probably not get a full day out of it. In the end, this is the best phone I've ever used. It has a great design and build quality, amazing specs and performance, great OS with a lot of customization, a good camera, great battery life, and that amazing price of $300 unlocked. In certain areas, other phones are way better, so the One isn't the best in every way, but in total it is the best. It has some problems, but almost all can be fixed with a software update. Now keep in mind, I haven't used all the flagship smartphones out there. So yes, I definitely recommend pre-ordering the One if you can. The only problem that you could have is the size, but as I mentioned earlier, it isn't a problem for me. Also, I recommend going with the 64GB variant because it's only $50 more and 16GB is usually not enough. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you watched the video all the way until here, then make sure to comment #Oneplus One is 2. Also, if you're interested, I'm doing a collab giveaway of a brand new iPhone 5s, so go check it out, and link is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.